Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Tomigos YouTube channel. This is Cheney180. Today we're taking a look at the SH Figuarts Guts from Berserk. Now, they've really pulled out all the stops on this line. If you're familiar with Berserk and Berserk figures, you're probably just as excited as I am. There's a lot to go over here, so let's go ahead and just kind of, take a look at the figure as is. Like, look at this cool sculpt work here. The paint is really, really nice on the face. We've got great sculpt work all over. We've got little nicks and stuff in his arm from battle. The bandages there. We've got his metal arm here with the bandaging there as well. Nice work on all the armor here. Knives are painted. Bag is painted. Side pouch here also articulates. You got this blade in the front here, which snaps into place. A strap with more blades coming out here. Another pouch here. You've got all of this nice work here. And it just looks nice. It looks really, really awesome. Definitely a much needed upgrade from what we have had before with Good Smile. Now, we got this kind of, I'm not sure what, like, obviously it's cloth, but it's like kind of like a more firmer kind of cloth material. But it's very interesting how they ran the wire through his cape here. So you can, articulate it however you like, which is really, really cool. But let's go ahead and check out the accessories. All right, so Guts comes with quite a bit of stuff, but most importantly, we get the Dragon Slayer here. This thing is fairly bulky and, as you can see, very big, which it needs to be because this friggin' sword is massive. I like the work. I like how it's very pointy at the edge here and sharp along the edges, which looks good. We've got good sculpt work here. We've got a soft plastic here to kind of move it around. And they even included this little metal ring to hang on there, which looks awesome. And we've got this cool work here along the sides of it as well, which, yeah, this is definitely, for this scale of figure, the best Dragon Slayer sword to date. Easily. Next we've got, he comes with, we'll go with the normal hands. So we've got one open, relaxed hand here. Comes with a fisted hand right here, which is nice. And then a gripping hand, obviously to hold his sword with, which is also very nice. You get 3 different face sculpts with him. So you get this awesome yelling one here, which looks great and looks so spot on. Like the likeness it's there for me. And then you get this gritted teeth one as well, which also looks really, really good. And it's cool because, you get that angle and he's looking up, kind of like under his brow there at you. So that's killer. I love that. You also get his arrow shooting arm here, and you can actually pop this gripping hand off of the handle here. And this is actually articulated wrist, so you can, use this for other things if need be. But it'll pull apart a little bit right there and hinge back, and it's very nice, and it's done very well too. As you can see, all of the sculpt work there. We've got the little crank, which doesn't move, but it's still very, very nice. And then we have his cannon hand, which is cool. And this is on a hinge here. This hand doesn't come off, but that's fine. And then you have a gripping hand here for the sword, obviously. And, once again, the sculpt work is very nice on this. Looks really, really good. You also get the Behalit. Is that the way you pronounce it? He comes with an egg, is what I'm trying to say. This knife right here also pops off and is sculpted very nicely. You can see the peg hole there and the peg there as well. And then this is the piece of the cannon, I believe, that goes back here for the swap out piece. Oop. And then you can pull this off right here to remove his cape if you wanted to. And what's really neat about this is there's a little hook right here that you can run that cape around so the cape doesn't jump around and everything. So that's very, very cool. And let's go ahead and take a look at this cape a little bit more here. So as I said earlier, the wire runs along inside of it. You've got like a little loop here, and there's even wire up in the neck. Yeah, right up here in the top of the, where it goes along the neck. So, I mean, you can get this thing into all kinds of cool shapes and bend it around, and it came out really nice. I really like the way they've done that. Instead of running it along all the edges, it's like within the cape, so it kind of evenly distributes the weight, if you will. But let's go ahead and get into articulation. All right, so Guts is very, very mobile. I'm pretty happy with a majority of this. I've got a couple little gripes, but we'll get to those. First off, he's got a ball joint on the top here of his neck, so that allows all kinds of... Let's move this out of the way first. And then a ball joint at the bottom there, so he can look down that far, look up that far, get side to side. Mine is kind of tough to move, so I gotta use some like joint loosener oil, shock oil in the neck there to kind of loosen that up. But there's also a ball joint that goes up into the top of the top torso here to a lower part here, which connects to another piece here, and that's going to allow that much forward, that much back, and then this is on a peg, so it'll just swivel out of the way. The pouches do kind of get in the way, like this one right here. You could pop it off if you wanted to. It's just on a ball joint, so you could, you know, remove it for certain poses, if you will. It does kind of get mixed up with the armor in there, here and there, but it's not too bad to me. Okay, the shoulders, they're on like this ball joint butterfly piece here, and it can, you know, shoulder can go back and all around, which is very, very nice. Oh yes, one other thing I wanted to point out was his curse mark on the back with the what is that, spell around it to try and dampen its effects. So arm goes up that far, goes all the way around. You do get a bicep swivel, and then you do get all kinds of like awesome swiveling movement there. So, you know, you can get the arms to kind of go all over the place. You get a double hinge elbow, which gets you about that much. You get a swivel and a hinge on a ball joint there, so you can move that up or down, left or right, however you want. The left side is a little bit different because he's got his metallic arm there, so you get about that much. You can pop this off right here to add on his arrow shooting arm, if you will. So you do get an extra point of articulation there if you like. And then this is on a ball jointed hinge, so you can maneuver it however you like. You get that much and whatnot. One thing that I did want to add is for some reason the hands are, seems like the pegs are a little bit too big, so they're real tight, and then they loosen up on you a little bit, at least for mine, maybe not for everybody else. Okay, now let's get into the hips here. You do get a thigh swivel there. Leg goes up about that far, but you can, you know, push it, goes back that far, goes out about that far, but you can kind of maneuver it. You know, you don't get that much out, but as you can see, it kind of, you can move it around because there's a ball joint in there, and you can kind of maneuver around some things. You got a double hinge knee right there. No shin cut there, but you do get a swivel at the ankle, hinge, ankle rocker, and toe hinge, Love that toe hinge. One of the things that I did notice right out the gate, though, is his ankles. You know, they're having to take up a lot of weight, and they're probably going to get loose fairly fast just because of all the stuff that he has to hold. But let's go ahead and move on to some comparisons here. All right, so the first comparison I wanted to do was the Good Smile Dragon Slayer versus the Figuarts one. As you can see, it is much, much larger than the Good Smile one. It looks better, way more accurate, just all around really, really cool looking, and I dig it. All right, so over here we've got the Golden Age guts from Good Smile, and then we have the Black Swordsman version from Good Smile as well. As you can see, the SH Figuarts just makes the sculpts look super soft on these. I've got a custom cape on here, but yeah, we're talking about night and day now. Now, granted, I do understand that these were made a long time ago. They're very old figures. They don't measure up even close because of the time difference. But still, this is the comparison. As you can see, the heights are pretty close, but the overall bulkiness of the Figuarts one I do like a lot more. Here we have the Good Smile Griffith and the Good Smile Berserker armor guts. And as you can see, we're still kind of in the same scale here. It's just, as I had said before, these are older figures, So obviously this Figuarts is going to look great. And I've seen the Griffith in person at some of the shows, and it looks killer. Like, I can't wait for that one either. And just for fun, we've got guts next to Luffy and Goku. All right, so overall thoughts on the SH Figuarts Berserk guts figure. I love this thing. I've got a couple issues with it, but the sword is heavy, but to make it look the way it's supposed to, I'll take the heaviness of it. I can always add some kikis to the joints here to tighten them up if need be. Now, I haven't had any looseness. I just want to put that out there now. I did notice today, after taking pictures and whatnot, I got a little bit of looseness on the hip here. That's nothing that some kikis can't fix, and I put this thing through the ringer, so I'd expect that. My one main issue is these ankles are a little bit, they need to be stronger, because when you put up his sword, he tends to fall over easily. The other thing here is we need some kind of, I'm not even sure what kind of joint we could use for the hands so that the hands don't pop off. But to be fair, that's going to be an issue when you have this size sword on that little hand. So it's kind of understandable. But overall, the sculpt is just, I can't get over how well the sculpt looks to me. Like, in comparison probably to the Good Smile. Like, the head sculpts on this are amazing. Like, I can't wait for the Berserker armor version. That's going to be killer. There's a little bit of I guess a training curve here. Like, you got to be kind of familiar with like a lot of like moving joints and how to move stuff around. Like, he's not instantaneously like pull out of the box and pose easily. Like, there's some things that you got to kind of learn, like how the chest lines up correctly, and you kind of have to reset things after you've posed it around. One of the armor pieces here is that connects onto the shoulder, kind of like chest, upper chest area, is on a ball peg, and it did pop off, and I popped it back in, and I haven't had an issue with it since. So there's that. But other than that, I love this thing. I actually didn't know how I was going to like the cape. I love the cape. I think it came out really, really well. It looks tattered like it's supposed to look. The wire inside the cape, like in the center more so of the cape, I really like. It is unfortunate though, because you do get some flaring here on the shoulders. But other than that, man, like, I haven't been able to put this thing down since I opened it. Like, I'll pose it up, and then I'll set it on the desk and do some things, and then I'll pose it up again, I had a blast taking pictures of this thing. This thing has been so much fun, and I can't wait for more characters in the line, honestly. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Click the like if you have not already. Subscribe if you have not already. Check out the podcast Chat Migos Assemble on Tuesdays. They're Not Dolls on Thursdays. Take it easy, guys.